What's going on, Cobra Kai fans? So, as most of you are probably familiar, the showrunners of Cobra Kai a few days ago dropped a sneak peek full scene from season 2 to build hype for the upcoming season 2, which I am fully excited for. I love the scene. It's a great sneak peek scene. Just had a few minor issues with it. So, a brief recap of the scene first. It opens, looks like a few days after the tournament from season 1. It looks like season 2 is going to pick up right where season 1 left off. And after first sending away some new prospective students who are all hyped from seeing the tournament and want to join Cobra Kai, Johnny Lawrence informs them that no new students will be admitted today, and then proceeds to berate Hawk and Miguel for their actions in the tournament. Now, I know he might be a little biased because Robbie is his son. However, I feel like he's a little bit out of line for chastising them in front of the rest of Cobra Kai. Maybe a little bit excessive in having them all go back to the beginning and saying what they did was a pussy move. Because if you know sports at all, exploiting an opponent's weakness after the opponent has agreed to participate in said sports competition is totally okay, and that is what's done, especially at the professional level. Now, these kids aren't professional, but still, I feel like the issue that both of them have and should be chastised for correctly is that they attacked Robbie when time was called. Hawk attacks him after Robbie scores the point. Hawk's pissed off, kicks him in the back. Now, if time were on and somehow Robbie had turned his back, I don't see any problem with kicking him in the back because his back is turned and he can't see and or defend the kick. That's not going to happen. A fighter's not going to turn their back to you. But if in the middle of the fight that happens, that's totally fine. Same with Miguel. I don't think there's a problem whatsoever with exploiting your opponent's weakness. However, when Robbie goes to offer him a hand to help him up after giving him the two-legged kick, Miguel wrongly pulls on his arm and tries to exploit his weakness. That isn't okay, but only because time is called. And side note, I do think it's kind of a little messed up. Yeah, it's a nice thing to do to help your opponent up, but you were the one that just kicked him to the ground. Let him get up on his own. Imagine if a professional boxer decides to go over and help his opponent get up. If Miguel can't get up, you win. Like after the fight or whatever. It's just in that situation, it just did seem a little bit odd, but it makes sense for the writing because that's how, Miguel is able to do something kind of shady, even though, just getting kicked like that, maybe it's not the best time to help your opponent up right at that specific moment. And also, just as something, I don't know if you guys have seen Creed 2, and spoiler alert, because I'm about to ruin the ending. If you haven't seen it, skip to the end of this video. But, just to give a brief recap of Creed 2, they fight twice. The first time, Drago breaks a bunch of Adonis Creed's ribs, and that's the whole, concern that he might die, because if you puncture someone's ribs, blood can get in there, and then you end up suffocating on your own blood. Gross. But in the second fight, it was almost a suspension of disbelief breaker for me because I instantly thought and was almost screaming it in the theater, go for his ribs. He's weak there. And again, it's not good to exploit a person's weakness, but if they agree to fight you in a sanctioned boxing match, then they've also agreed that they are 100% before they agree to fight you. If you're not 100%, then wait until you are. So, and I just rewatched the final fight before making this video. They almost make Drago look like the villain. Ivan Drago, the father, and his manager, Victor, I think it's Victor Drago, his manager, the dad, waits until the 8th round, and then they almost make it like a sneaky kind of twist for Drago to go after Adonis's ribs. You're the one that broke his ribs. You know that that's his weakest point. Even if the ribs are re-healed, it was baffling to me because a real boxer would go right for his ribs right away. Just like in any other sport. You're going to try to play to your strengths and exploit their weaknesses. So there's nothing wrong with that. So I kind of feel like Miguel and Hawk were chastised a little unfairly, just like I thought Creed 2, it was a little weird because they wanted to have a twist in the middle of the fight to all of a sudden in round 8 have Drago start going for Adonis's ribs. So just to recap, I feel like, yeah, some chastising is deserved on the part of Sensei Lawrence, and I get that Robbie's his kid, so that's going to make it a little bit more heated, but maybe you want to talk to your two best students, at a time when, and I know that's not Johnny's style, but maybe it would have been better to maybe pull them aside at some point and just tell them that, not necessarily berate them, your two best and most loyal students, in front of the entire class. What they did wasn't right necessarily, but I feel like it is justified to a certain degree. So that's what I just wanted to, touch on, point out in the sneak peek season 2 video. Super excited, super hype. April 24th. I can't wait. Cobra Kai season 2. It looks like it's going to be awesome. So psyched for Kreese to come back. But anyway, check back all the time for more updates on Cobra Kai, especially as we get closer to the season premiere. All right, well, thank you so much for checking out my video. Hope to see you again soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear from you, everybody, all right? See you soon.